What's up, Scorpio Collective? Thank you for joining me for your energy reading. If it's your first time joining me, my name is Keita, and if you are a returning viewer, welcome back, y'all. So by now you probably have seen that I attempted to do a live. Well, I did the live, but it ended up being two parts for the Sagittarius reading because the first one, I didn't realize I was 40 some odd minutes into that reading. But it cut out. I just don't think I'm cut out alive, and that's okay. I don't, not to say that I don't enjoy interacting with people, but I just don't enjoy all the technical difficulties that come along with it. I would rather just turn this damn camera on and talk to myself, and then upload the video so that y'all can watch it and give me your feedback, because by the time I get everything moving and shaking, I'm frustrated, and I don't want to be frustrated when I'm doing the reading. I don't want to be frustrated, period, but definitely not when I'm doing the reading. So, I'm going to be doing you all's reading, and it is recorded. This was not a live. But I wanted to do that because it would give me an opportunity to interact with you all, and also an opportunity for me to do live readings, should you guys want to. But look like y'all just gonna have to book, child, because I don't like that. And I just don't think it's for everybody, and it might just not be for me. But until I decide otherwise, we going back to the basics, okay? So I'm going to be pulling some messages for you guys, and I'm going to be pulling from tarot, and I'm going to get you some self-care messages, and I'm also going to get you a crystal prescription. So we're going to dive right on in. I got a few decks out here in case I need to clarify something. Clear. Spirit, please bring forth the best message for the highest good of the Scorpio Collective at this time. What message would you have me to bring forth for the Scorpio Collective? I don't think I've ever been led to separate a deck quite like that. Temperance. And at the bottom of the deck, you got the Page of Wands in reverse. But before this Page of Wands in reverse, you got the Three of Wands and the Fool in reverse. And Death and Rebirth. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. We definitely gonna clarify this because, first of all, I'm not understanding why these cards came out in reverse when I shuffled them. I thought they were all in the upright, but it's definitely telling me that there is some blocked energy in you all's dynamic. So I'm gonna clarify Temperance. Oh shit. Damn, that's a lot. What y'all got going on, Scorpio? My lord. Okay. Shit. Okay. We got Temperance. And then on top of Death and Rebirth, represented by number 13, and the Fool in reverse, there's some healing that's taking place, and there's a situation that you got going on that you're needing to be very patient about while alchemy takes place, while things are being divinely balanced out. So you got like angelic assistance coming through, as well as things that are taking place in the 3D reality, so the 5D and the 3D, or the higher realms and the earth plane. There are changes that are taking place to bring more balance to a situation, but something has to end. And yep, so okay, on top of Death and Rebirth, in the face down is the Rainbow Prince, compensation and perseverance, represented by the number 26. So this speaks to, with the rainbow prince, a change that needs to be made, but somebody's afraid. With the rainbow prince being face down, there's a financial component of this this situation. So like, this person is healing and growing and aligning their chakras, learning about chakras, or something of that nature. There's some transformation that is taking place, where somebody's seeing where they were foolish. So they're finally seeing the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow after moving through a death cycle or ego death of some sort. You got death and rebirth, so they're going through a transformation. Yo, this energy got me like, what the fuck? This is some deep shit. So you got this death and rebirth. So some version of this individual is transforming, and it's like an inevitable change, but they're not dying. It's not physical death. It's a rebirth or awakening. And they're rising like the phoenix from the ashes, and this is involving their with this compensation component of it. It's involving their abundance consciousness, like how they think about money, and like possibly ending a cycle where they operated from lack and are learning to trust God as their source and not allow what appears to be a lack of resources or opportunities to stop them from making transformative, forward moving or progressive decisions in their life. And they're going through this transformation with the help of their ancestors and spirit guides, and the angels, the archangels, and their team of light, their spirit team. And so you have the winged wise ones providing assistance here. I feel really heavy. So this is something that is weighing very heavily on someone, and that is why this patience and this temperance energy fell out at the top of the deck, because this is the energy that is needed in order to move through this transformation and this transition. Because somebody has like taken assessment of their life and they're feeling foolish. They're starting to see where some of their actions or the ways they showed up in life weren't in their best interest, with the Fool in reverse. So you literally got somebody that's falling off a cliff instead of taking a leap of faith. But with the Death card being in front of that, this is just a matter of them learning from their previous experience and alchemizing it, which Temperance represents alchemy as well, turning those low vibrational experiences and transmuting them into passion and purpose. So yeah, you definitely got somebody that, as they're going through this transformation, who is able to see the value in their foolish behavior or their toxic patterns, or just not doing better when they didn't know better. You know, when you know better, you do better. And they didn't know no better. So when they were behaving from their ignorance, this is somebody going through a transformative cycle where they're being forced to look at the man in the mirror and see their flaws is actually what they call beauty marks. You know what I'm saying? How those things contributed to them becoming the beautiful being whom they are now, making peace with what they consider to be their flaws and actually finding value in it. And that's why we have the rainbow prince that was face down on top of the wise ones. The angels and ancestors are very much assisting this individual through this transformation, and it's leading them to a more expansive energy. With the Three of Wands, they now want better, want more, and aspire to do better and align with better. They're ready to level up. after having had this experience. Is this, y'all? We still got a lot more to go, y'all. Because on top of the Three of Wands and the Page of Wands in reverse, so you got this Page of Wands in reverse. This is like this is like not having control of your energy and being very immature about how you use your energy, not being a good steward of your energy, especially with it being in reverse. But on top of that, you got the Lady of the Mirror, reflection and non-judgment. Yeah, this person is seeing that that's how they showed up. That's how they have been showing up, or how somebody had been showing up. Somebody who does not appear to be energetically mature. And perhaps as it relates to their sexual energy, because Wands can very much speak to sexual and creative energy. And with the Three of Wands and upright, and the Page of Wands in reverse, and they're together, that gives you the Four of Wands. But the Four of Wands is all about safety, security, stability, celebration, family, belonging. This person is realizing that what they poured into and how they've been living and what they've invested in, whatever put the battery in their back to show up on the day-to-day to live how they have been living, did not lead them to the Four of Wands at all. It actually led them to quite the opposite. So this is somebody seeing that at some point they fell for the banana in the tailpipe or for fool's gold, and they may have participated in something that on the outside looked like something of value, or something of value according to other people's standards, but when you actually look at the quality of it, it ain't all it's cracked up to be, because it's not the real thing. And that is coming to them through reflection. But that's leading them to want the real thing. You know what I'm saying? With this Three of Wands, like, it's gotta be something better out there beyond the horizon for me, which brings to mind that song by K. John. Every time I see the Three of Wands, it's bringing that energy to mind. Out there on the ocean, I know my ships are coming in, so don't leave me hanging. I've been waiting too long for this moment. My ship has finally come. Out there on the ocean. Y'all gotta check out that song, because it very much speaks to having your ships come in and having an expectancy of better for yourself, and knowing that it's coming on in, being able to see it just beyond the horizon. So this is having better within your reach, but coming to realize that, like, you are at a precipice where there's a cycle that's ending of settling for less than, and being right at the brink of that no longer settling, ending whatever you gotta end in order to make room for better in your life. So you got that all coming forward through reflection with the Lady of the Mirror, represented by the number 44, which breaks down to a 8, which speaks of abundance, because in this time of reflection, you're coming to realize, or this person is coming to realize, what abundance really looks like for them, what it means to them, and operating more in abundance consciousness. And also it represents non-judgment, because getting to a place of not judging and poking and prodding at oneself about, again, what they didn't know, what you didn't know, right? But now having that knowledge and that awareness, moving different. So we just saw, I just saw 14111411. So yeah, there's some communication coming forward about a new beginning, whether that's the communication that is leading to this awareness and this knowledge, or somebody coming forward to actually speak their truth. But let's see what the rest of these 501100.2 cards got to say. And they all fell face down. So this is something that for many of you who are the viewer, who are watching, this is something that's going on in your blind spot. This shit going on under your nose. You don't even know it, that it's going on with somebody else. Or you didn't know that from an outside looking in, this is what's going on with your dynamic, your situation. So we got the High Lord of Gratitude and Service. So in reflection, somebody's becoming more grateful, seeing what they're grateful for, and wanting to, like, giving some thoughts of how they can show up in service and be more reciprocal and selfless and humble, and taking conscious action, because you have the High Lord of Service here represented by the number 2. And that's a man here with light emanating from his upper chakras, and he has a lotus in his hand, very much speaking to cultivating a new beginning through gratitude and service. So no longer taking things for granted and wanting to walk in one's purpose. This is very much reflective of, in many ways, the Sagittarius reading that I just did as well. But I cleared the energy of the deck. And then that's represented by the number 2. So that's definitely speaking to, like, connection and showing up more grateful to in your connections with others. The Shadow Queen. This came out too. Doing that shadow work. Acquiring that knowledge. What I say? Acquiring that knowledge. Having that awareness of the fears and the illusions and the insecurities that have kept one stagnant and in this foolish behavior in the past. But now being aware that it's a new day. It's that cycle is over. It's complete. We got to do a new thing, and we have the support of the angels and ancestors to do so. Then you got the Dream Walker, paying attention to your dreams, signs, and synchronicities that are pointing you in the right direction, and also helping you see where there is illusion, where there has been illusion that has kept one low vibrational and attached to low vibing people, situations, things that have kept them from thriving. The Sun Dancers, represented by the number 32, which breaks down to a 5, because weeping may endure for a night, but joy come in the morning. This death energy, this rebirth energy, that shit don't feel good. Death don't feel good. Rebirth don't feel good. Think of labor pains. Spiritually, men and women go through labor pains. That's when you're being stretched, when you're being called to expand. And that don't always feel good, and it requires that you make some drastic changes in your life. And the urgings and the calling come through so strong and so loud that you can't ignore it. And even though it hurt you, the only way through it, only way to the end is through it. You can't skip no steps, right? But this is the reward. This is the light at the end of the tunnel. This is the celebration after you have done the work to expand, to grow, to push through, to make those definitive, wise choices that lead you to thriving instead of surviving, to the reward of doing that shadow work and now having wisdom and not just knowledge, but shining light on those shadows, and also shining light on your dreams, what you desire, and not putting them on the back burner. So you have the Sun Dancers, which represents joyful activity, celebration of life, and what abundance. I told you somebody is changing from lack consciousness, poverty consciousness, to abundance consciousness by way of the spiritual transformation that they are going through. And then you got the Wise Woman of Wonderland in reverse, represented by the number 21, which represents integrity and compromise. And you have, I'm gonna read the message for that one. This is somebody that's willing to compromise. They're getting restless, because you got the resting tree represented by the number 22. Well, you got the Wise Woman of Wonderland represented by the number 21, right? And then you got the resting tree represented by the number 22, which represents patience and stillness. But these both came out in reverse. So this is somebody who's willing to compromise and be more flexible, and they're getting restless about whatever move they're wanting to make after having had this experience. So you literally went from Temperance, which was all about patience at the top of the deck, to listen, I can't take this shit no more. Some gotta shake. And then you got the Spiral Dancer, represented by, I told you, some gotta shake, represented by the number 5. That's change, and sometimes change requires some conflict and some chaos. And it represents the energy of taking the circuitous route, which is like taking a route along your journey that's not linear, that's not straight from one point to another, but having to like circle back to a situation and then maybe over here and over there, but eventually you get to where you're trying to go type shit. And perception. So I'm going to read the message of, I don't really need to read the message of the wise woman of Wonderland, because I already know that was about compromise. But with the spiral dancer, where my book? In reverse. It says, it seems if you're getting caught out of breath, going in the wrong direction. Sometimes you're so busy dancing to your own tune that you find yourself out of step with everyone else. Perhaps now is the time to regroup, sit down, and rest for a while until the rhythm calls you to the dance again. I told you, somebody getting restless, and they're actually needing to take their time and take a more like Knight of Pentacles approach, where slow and steady wins the race, and just remain committed and devoted. So if this is a situation where like you're changing careers, or you're changing relationships, or you're changing your faith, you know, you are becoming more spiritual than you are religious or whatever, instead of jumping head first into something and possibly getting overwhelmed, you're needing to just commit to what it is, the change that you're making, and then show up committed to it, dedicated, and taking it day by day. But it says, perhaps now's the time to regroup, sit down, and rest for a while until the rhythm calls you to dance again. The spiral dancer is a gentle one, so be still and know that you are always loved. If your question is about a relationship, don't be too assertive now. This is the time to be receptive and allow someone else to take the lead and show his or her true nature to you. At the same time, be careful of being manipulated. You will know the truth about your situation clearly if you sit this dance out and observe. So you got two parties here. You got this period of healing and patience and things needing to be balanced out. And then you got, and that's between both parties, right? But you got somebody who, in the midst of all of this, is going through transformation and realizing like, where they find value and where things no longer serve them, or relationships no longer serve them, or ideas or mind states or communities and groups and things like that no longer serve them. And they're wanting to make a change and they want to make it fast, but you got somebody else that's like, wait a minute, hold on, pump your brakes. If this is what you want to do, I want to see you do it. So somebody else is being, whoever the other party in this situation is being advised to be receptive. If this is somebody who wants to show up and give more, and they're willing to be flexible and compromise, and they want to do something different, be it in a partnership or a relationship, you're needing to take time to see for yourself through their committed action and dedication to the situation that they mean what they say, that they putting their money where their mouth is. And I don't mean like just finances, like that they're really their actions align with their words, because they're gonna come forward and say, you know what, I went through this ego death, I went through this death cycle, I'm going through this transformation or whatever, and I want to do shit differently, and I want you to play this part, or I want to play this part in your life or whatever. And because it's new, because it still got the new car smell, you want to take your time with this. What you rushing for? If it's something that's meant to last in the long term, you ain't got no need to rush anyway. And so you just want to make sure that you're taking the time to be a witness to the change that they say has taken place within them. I'm not saying don't trust them, but I'm saying hold them accountable. And sometimes that's hard to do when you rushing and moving so fast in things. So you want to maintain your balance. And I'm going to get y'all some self-care. And there was the self-care. But I'm going to get y'all some self-care messages, and then we're going to close out with the crystal prescription. And it fell on top of the rainbow prince. Hydrate. represented by the number 27. So not only is this giving like hydrate, because you're gonna need to be well lubricated for this next leg of the journey and hydrated, but also working with your emotions more. And I believe that is how this person who has had this death cycle from being of realizing where they were being foolish and they were not taking a leap of faith but playing it safe, and basically fell off a cliff, and now they're tapping more into their emotions. And emotions, water, it represents emotion, and that is what's helping them to change this cycle and see more value in their experience, more value where they once saw flaw. Is tapping into their emotions, and working with water is going to help to support that part of the journey. So you definitely want to make sure that you are hydrating. Top of the deck, make a vision board. This is definitely somebody trying to manifest a new beginning. Again, you had that 3 of Wands. They want better and they want to manifest more in their life. Create the vision for what it is that you desire to manifest into your life and move in that direction. But you ain't got to be in no rush. The day that you plant the seed is not the day that the flower blooms. And so y'all grown, y'all do things how you want to do it. But this message is advising that you move at a pace that you both are comfortable with, and one where you can be observant of the different steps along the journey, where you're not moving so fast that you're not able to take an assessment of, okay, it's been 6 months and we said we was going to be at this point. How we, they say, especially if we talking about a relationship, you should run your relationship kind of like a business, in the way of having checks and balances. And I know when I used to work in corporate, one of the things that I would bring up, I know I did a time or two in our meetings, was that y'all implement all these new rules and new systems and techniques and processes and procedures and all of that, but then we never take time to circle back to see how effective they are. And so just make sure that as you are making the vision plain, you guys are making setting goals and moving forward clearer about what it is that you want to manifest, that you also take some time out to at different points along the journey to assess how things may be working or not working, so that you can realign with your goal if you need to. But make a vision board. As a matter of fact, I just found some Mod Podge in my my little creativity bundle that I got, that's got like my paint and my paint brushes and all my little craftsy stuff. And I got a vision board that I need to finish. So now that I got that Mod Podge, I can get back to it. So this is very much on point for me. And drink tea. And drinking tea is symbolic of relaxing and being present. So once you've done this work and you've gotten to this point and you've gone through this transformation, you can be at peace and enjoy a nice cup of warm tea and just chill and let it soothe you and minister to you. This is not, when drinking tea, because tea is hot, you can't be in a rush. You can't be restless and trying to do the most. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be present. And that very much speaks to that day-by-day energy of being cool, calm, collected, and enjoying each moment. So I love this for y'all. I am going to pull or use bibliomancy to get a crystal prescription for the Scorpio collective at this time. Oof. Considerate, manifestation and destruction, birth and death. Did we not get death and rebirth? And then with that hydrate too, water and emotion, that's a feminine energy. So this is definitely tapping more into one's feminine energy to heal and get more balanced. And that's that temperance energy. I love this because this means that the collective is expanding. Divine union is taking place. Divine order is being restored. But this is initiation and the liminal threshold. For many of you, what you're experiencing, this death energy, and you feeling like you got all kinds of stress going on in your life, the bottom falling out, you just going through an initiation. Trust me, I know. But it says consider right connects one's consciousness with the deep source. It links the individual who uses, carries, or wears it with the roots of being and becoming. You are becoming, somebody is becoming a more aligned version of themselves, more in alignment with your higher self and your life purpose. So in the midst of being, you are also becoming, and cut yourself some slack. Give yourself some grace for even showing up on a day-to-day for this portion of the journey, because I know it ain't easy. It says it is a stone of initiation, and its vibration is that of the threshold. Right on the threshold, in that liminal space between worlds. How can this be so? How can a stone be linked to both the source and the threshold? Because in the spiritual domains, the source and the threshold are one and the same. Those who work with these stones in meditation or lucid dreaming are likely to become familiar with crossing many thresholds and moving through numerous interdimensional gates, because that is where Cassiterite's vibrations take one. This trait makes it ideal for shamans, mediums, channelers, and all of those who work in the other world. It facilitates the shifts of consciousness which make such inner journeys possible. Cassiterite is a powerful storm energy that oversees the birth of energy into matter and the passing of matter back into energy. It resonates at the level of the doorway of birth and death, creation and destruction. This frequency of energy first pulls spirit into high form, incarnating the soul into the body. It is present at the moment of birth, when the soul fully enters this world as an independent entity. It is also present at death, when energy departs the physical, which begins to break down until only energy remains. Cassiterite's vibration creates a doorway for manifestation or destruction. It can be used to enhance abundance and prosperity by assisting one in drawing energy into the form one desires. You manifesting. That's why you're being led to create that vision board, because you are being led to, there's some destruction taking place in your life or somebody you're connected with, so that you can better align with the life that you're meant to manifest. And the Cassiterite energy, it supports bringing your thoughts, your desires, your wishes, your purpose from energetic form to in your physical reality. And sometimes that means destruction of friendships, destruction of families, careers, mindsets, religious beliefs. There's some destruction that takes place because those things have anchored you in energies that are the opposite of what you are meant to embody in order to thrive and align with your life purpose. But it says it can be used to enhance abundance and prosperity by assisting one in drawing energy into the form one desires. It can aid in breaking down old forms, releasing energy from outmoded structures. Spiritually, Cassiterite assists in the manifestation of new forms and the destruction of past forms. It acts as a dimensional doorway between the manifest and unmanifest realms, and assists with the passages of the soul from the light into body and back into light. Emotionally, Cassiterite assists one in overcoming the fear of death and in moving through change with grace and acceptance. Like I said, give yourself some grace for showing up day by day, moment by moment, for the change that is stirring within you. And accept things for what they are. So those things that are ending, stop resisting it. Those new beginnings that want to come forth, stop resisting it. If you're unclear about what that is, feel free to reach out via email at turquoisemajesty.com so that I can help you to get some clarity about those changes that are being called forth from you and how to navigate them. But yeah, the affirmation that aligns with the energy of Cassiterite is, I move forward with courage through all the transitions and thresholds of life and death. And Scorpio, y'all know death energy better than anybody, because that is very much a scorpionic energy. That deep, dark, rebirth, transformative death energy. I had interviewed for, I think it's a magazine, but they emailed me a bunch of questions, and they were asking how did you come to have so much resilience? And my answer was, I have a Scorpio stellium, honey. So that means I have undergone several deaths and rebirths, and in doing so, you build resilience. It builds your strength, it builds your courage, and you it's always hard. I ain't gonna say it make it easy. It's always hard, but it helps you to better understand the value in endings and new beginnings. So Scorpio, I hope this message found you well. If it did not find you well, I hope that it leaves you well. I hope it's something that was said that shines light on your situation. Again, if you're needing a personal reading, feel free to email me at turquoisemajesty@gmail.com. If you'd like to donate, that information is down below as well. You can donate via Cash App or PayPal. And if you if something was said that resonated and you'd like to leave a comment below, feel free. I love to read you guys' comments, and I do respond. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and share the video with someone whom you feel may benefit and who may be going through this kind of a change. Cassiterite is Cassiterite. They may have a frequency similar that the frequency of that crystal on YouTube, so that you can work with it and don't have to necessarily go out and buy it. There are many crystals that they have an aligning frequency on YouTube that you can meditate to or listen to. Sometimes I like to go to bed listening to particular ones that I don't physically have here with me. So you may want to do that. But until next time, y'all, peace.